Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down the group stage drama, the standout stars, and the path to the final of what is already proving to be a massive history-making tournament. The FIFA World Cup 2026 is officially underway, and let me tell you, the first round has absolutely delivered. If you've been trying to keep track of all the crazy action across North America, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to explore exactly what went down on the pitch, who's dominating the stats, and what the bracket looks like for the top contenders as we map out their routes to ultimate glory. Okay, let's dive into this. First up, we'll look at the unprecedented scale of the biggest World Cup ever. Then, we're going to recap the standout group stage results. You know, the massive thrashings and those really gritty wins. Third, we'll check in on the power rankings to highlight the top players lighting up the tournament right now. And finally, we'll map out the knockout routes to the final. All right, Section 1, the biggest World Cup ever. We are looking at the unprecedented scale of 2026. 48. Think about that for a second. For the very first time in FIFA history, 48 different nations have taken to the global stage. This massive expansion has just completely changed the dynamic of the group stages. It's opened the door for entirely new playstyles, crazy Cinderella stories, and honestly, a wider global representation than we have ever seen in the history of the sport. And well, bringing in all those extra teams leads us right to this staggering figure, 104. These incredible squads are battling it out across an astonishing 104 matches. I mean, this isn't just a tournament anymore. It's an absolute marathon of football playing out across stadiums in the US, Canada, and Mexico. Surviving a gauntlet like this, that requires incredible squad depth and just immense physical endurance. Moving right along to Section 2, Group Stage Standout Results. We're talking thrashings, strikes, and gritty wins. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer offensive firepower we witnessed in the opening weeks. There were some absolute blowouts. Germany came out completely ruthless with a 7-1 destruction of Curaçao. Not to be outdone on their home continent, Canada secured a massive 6-0 strike over Qatar. And then over in Group F, Sweden just dismantled Tunisia 5-1. If you love attacking football, these matches were an absolute masterclass in finishing. But you know, football isn't just about bagging 6 goals. It's also about survival. In stark contrast to Canada's decisive 60 strike, Mexico secured their spot in the knockout phase with a highly tactical, incredibly gritty 1-0 victory over Korea Republic. Sometimes, a tight, nail-biting 1-goal margin is literally all it takes to advance. Both paths get you to the knockout stages, sure, but they require entirely different mentalities.
So the crucial point is that even outside of the historic blowouts and those gritty 1-0 chess matches, there was absolutely no shortage of multi-goal drama. Switzerland won confidently 4-1, England secured a really thrilling 4-2 victory over Croatia, Norway put 4 past Iraq, and the USA delivered a huge 4-1 result against Paraguay. The attackers came to this World Cup ready to perform, and honestly, defenses have been scrambling just trying to keep the ball out of the net.
Which brings us to Section 3, Power Rankings and Top Players. Let's put a spotlight on the stars. Now, what's really interesting here is seeing exactly who's leading the official FIFA Power Rankings after the opening round. Powered by Aramco, the data reveals the real standout attacking, creative, and defensive performers. You have the legendary veteran Lionel Messi continuing to show us exactly why he's one of the greatest of all time, right alongside Iran's Rami Razayan and Denmark's Andres Cornelius putting in massive shifts. These are the guys dictating the tactical tempo for their entire squads. But hey, the veterans aren't having all the fun out there. The starlets are absolutely setting the standard for the Young Player Award. FIFA has officially spotlighted 10 young players who have completely lit up the first round of games across North America. This expanded tournament format is proving to be the ultimate proving ground for the next generation of football superstars. We are quite literally watching the future of the sport announce themselves in real time.
All right, Section 4, Routes to the Final. Time to map out the knockout bracket. Let's move to and see how this all builds across the summer. Because of this new 40-18 format, we have an unforgiving new gauntlet ahead of us. The round of 32 kicks off on June 28th, pushing the survivors into the round of 16 by July 4th. From there, the potential for these epic heavyweight clashes just skyrockets in the quarterfinals on July 9th, leading straight into the semifinals on July 14th. It is a rapid, unforgiving escalation of pressure.
And it all leads exactly here. Every single matchup we've tracked today, every goal scored, every last-ditch defensive stop, it is all in service of reaching this ultimate destination. The New York/New Jersey Stadium on July 19th, 2026. Two teams will walk onto that pitch,
but only one is going to lift the most coveted trophy in all of sports. Which brings us to our final question today. Looking at the bracket layout, powerhouse teams like Germany and Canada find themselves on totally opposite sides of the draw, meaning their respective routes wouldn't actually have them meet until the very end. So who do you think actually has the clearest path to World Cup glory? Will a crazy experienced juggernaut navigate the gauntlet, or will a dark horse ride this unprecedented bracket all the way to New Jersey? Definitely keep that in mind as the round of 32 kicks off. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and enjoy the rest of the World Cup.